Hi Sagittarius, this is your reading for January and a general for 2022. I am just cleansing my space here. I'm super excited for you to see your cards and hear your messages. Just know that I do not judge you, and when I do get these messages, I am listening just as well. I appreciate you and I look forward to speaking to you again. Let's get started here. Hi, this video is for Sagittarius. This is your January and 2022 general reading, Sagittarius. We got a dark mirror card to start off and set the mood and the tone of our reading. So the thing about the dark mirror deck is it'll show you what shadow is clinging onto you, and a shadow that we should be shedding our light on, and remembering that we all have a shadow at the end of the day and where it's at. And right now it is currently showing me that your shadow, Sagittarius, is forgetting oneself. That's pretty self-explanatory. I wanted to focus. The number we got here is 8. 7 plus 1 is 8. So this is like a never-ending type of feeling. It feels like you've probably, it's been there forever, this feeling, Let me lower this a bit so I don't have to yell. I also have I'm also doing laundry, so I apologize if you can hear that in the background. Multitasking, And Nim is playing with his toys, so that is that. The stage you might find yourself in is acceptance. Accepting our own beauty in size, color, age, and fat. What do we see when we look in the mirror? Do we see something we like or something we dislike? Something we care or something we are a slave of? Do we compare ourselves to something? To the stars of the entertainment, to the social models, to the beauty queens and kings of the eternal pageant, to our inner self, to the idea we had when we were younger, to the eyes of the people loving us. I wonder what feelings the words curvy, cute, chubby, fatty, rounded arouse within us. If a smile, or distaste, or recognition. The quest for beauty is not an empty quest. Even if beauty is not as deep as the ocean, still, when we shine, our world becomes brighter. But we will always feel naked in front of the stars. We should just learn not to blush and stand proudly. This is giving me self-esteem issues. Self-esteem issues. We all have them, but I think there's this shadow on you, Sagittarius, that's been there for what seems like forever now, and perhaps may feel like it'll never go away. But constantly comparing ourselves, constantly comparing everything about ourselves to another. And it's funny because I can't help but, this reminds me of a Zen card from the Zen Osho deck, and it's a bamboo comparing itself to an oak tree. And the thing is, the bamboo has so many uses, so many benefits. It's beautiful. Bamboo is amazing. But it's completely different than the oak tree, and the oak tree is just as amazing. But the thing is, why compare ourselves to something that is nothing like us? Sure is human, sure has some of the same qualities, but not even close. So before I continue any further, Sagittarius, I do have to let you know that I don't judge you. This reading isn't to be like, oh, look at your issues. Like, no. when I channel through the cards, I'm busy. When I channel through the cards, I don't judge you. I'm listening too. And I just want you to know that I'm listening, I'm learning, the messages are for me too, and what I'm channeling is truth, peace, balance. So of course we're gonna have to talk about the darkness if there's balance in here, right? I think this comes from childhood trauma, having to constantly compare ourselves to how we have it better, how we lack. I'm gonna put you down now, okay? And this is normal. This is completely normal to see what we want, see what we don't have, see what we could have, see if we had, how we would be, how it would, you know. And then not only that, see what we want, see what we are, and be unhappy because of it. Now, I'm not saying that you do this all the time, because this card isn't to define you, like, oh, this is all that you are. But it is a shadow of yours that is taking a lot of energy of yours that perhaps it's time to just face and take care of, because this isn't something that will never go away. You can, you know, love yourself to the point where once you see your flaws, like the book said, chubby, fat, stretch marks, let's say, acne, aging, just not what we were before, you know, all those things are part of us too. And I think there is hope, and it is possible for you for one day to see all of those things and love them about you. It's listening to the criticism of others within our minds, listening to the judgments, the opinions of society, and deciding that none of it matters. What matters is unconditional love, acceptance. I mean, that is the stage, acceptance. Learning to just accept. And, you know, that can go both ways. You can just accept things in a bitter way. Well, I mean, I'm fat, so what? I guess I'm fat. I'm gonna accept it, but it's still not being happy about that. I think it's possible for you to learn to accept it in the unconditional frequency that will heal you, that feels good, you know? Let's move on. I'm going to pull out a card from the Lemurian deck. The Lemurians are love and light beings, literally love and light beings. We can't process what they would look like, but Izzy is the creator of the deck, the artist of the deck, and she channels and paints what she sees, and she made this oracle deck. So they always have some sort of advice, or can point out, you know, what to do, what to think, what to focus on, to learn how to love yourself completely, accept yourself completely in the frequency of unconditional love, not in the frequency of settling, sadness, anger, irritation, unhappiness, you know, unsatisfaction. For you, Sagittarius, for the year of 2022, we got shine your light. I'm trying to think of who else got this. I know an air sign got this. I'll put it on the screen here so you guys can go check it out and see what I told them about this. But if you see here, we have 2 4s, 44. 4 to me makes me think of a very stable checkpoint, a very stable time and feeling to be in. Because think about it, 4 legs on a chair, 2 arms, 2 legs, 4 stability, right? And I think the Lemurians are telling you with a double 44, which adds up to 8, is you need to find that never-ending stability within you that makes you shine your light. And what does that look like for you? What does that look like for you? And that can look like many things, but I'm going to pull out another card from the Life Purpose Angel deck And these as well are love and light beings. They're angels. And they're going to give you like a hobby or something to focus on to shine your light. So what is a life purpose here for just Sagittarius? General for 2022. We got trust. Wow. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. Obviously, there's a lack of trust. Trust in your career, trust in your purpose and where you are, who you are right now. It's like, is this me? Should I trust that this is me and I should just keep going? I think the Lemurians are saying, and the angels are telling you, you are allowed to figure that out. You are allowed to take your time and figure out who you should trust, because not only is it your career and just you, but it's also the people around you, your family, your friends, acquaintances, yourself, you know. My washer is done. We also see, before we continue with the whole trust and the reading, I also want you to notice how this being is half mermaid. And I think that's important to know, because anything sea, water related is about emotions. So it's shine your light, find that stability in your emotions. And I think being a Sagittarius, you are very spontaneous. You let your emotions just carry you wherever they are, especially in the heat of the moment, especially in, you know, like I said, spontaneous events, you know, that just feel good. You need to trust all that all of that is meant to guide you, okay? And that's scary, because who are you? You may think, me? Trust me? I don't, you know, I can give you a list of why I shouldn't trust myself, or I shouldn't trust others. I think this year is going to bring in a lot of people that are going to help you love yourself. And I think it's going to bring a lot of challenges to really face yourself within them, with people, career. It can be anything, really. Family, just learning to trust your inner voice, your inner emotions about Earth, about your life, about your career, because you have emotions and thoughts towards everything. And I think you know that, and there's moments where you completely full force trust in them and go after them, and then there's a huge chunk of you that doesn't trust them, that doubts them, that criticizes them, that, you know, because of the self-esteem, because of the way you look at yourself, because you forgot yourself. A part of you forgot yourself, not entirely, but a part of you forgot yourself. Let's move on to the actual reading of January, not just a general, but the beginning of the year, January. There's a room and there's a table. On one side of the table is you. On the other side of the table is a noun. Let's see where you are here and now. Here and now. Sagittarius, here and now for January 2022. Here and now. We got the Knight of Swords reversed. We don't take reversals, so I'll put it upright. Now I'm going to pull out, before we start chit-chatting, I'm going to pull out a card for the noun. The noun can be something you think is taking a lot of your energy right now. Not in a bad way necessarily, just someone, something, somewhere that's taking a lot of your energy because you want to give it, because they're taking it. Doesn't matter. Now, if something comes out and I'm explaining it and it's making you think of another noun, then that's the noun. Roles can be reversed, but really just take anything that resonates for you, okay? So where's the noun for Sagittarius here in January 2022? The noun here for Sagittarius. We got the King of Swords, another sword card here. Okay, so before we continue, let's dive in. I'm going to use another deck here, the Zen Osho deck. It's the same deck we're using now, but it's to clarify where both of you are and why you are where you are. So we got the Knight of Swords for you. If you see, this man is on a horse. He's holding up his sword. Swords in the deck represent words, thoughts, communication, intelligence, mind. He's on a horse and he is, yeah, like the horse is like, dude, take it easy. Look at the trees, look at the weather. There's a lot of, and it's also ruled by the air signs. It can be Aquarius, Gemini, and I'm not, this is you know, or Libra, but this is that air quality where emotions are nowhere to be found right now. It's no time for emotion. Right now, it's about taking charge, but it's funny because you might think you're taking charge and moving forward, but really you're facing the opposite way. Now, your noun is in that same frequency, but not so aggressive. They don't have time to be so pushy with their words, so pushy with their mind, so cold, so logical, you could say. They know who they are. They know the power in their words. And if this isn't anyone that you can think of, this is probably the other aspect of you, okay? So we have two aspects here. One, which is very aggressive, can say a lot, has a lot to say, and is constantly looking at the past, is constantly looking behind them, thinking that that's what's feeding them to move them forward, but really it's just keeping them stuck in that frequency of the past instead of moving forward. The noun, the other aspect, is right here in the present moment. They're not in the past, they're not in the future. They know the power in a union. For some reason, I feel like if this is someone else, they know the power of the union between you, you know, because they see how alike both of you are. But they're very laid back. So let's see why you are where you are right now with this constantly going in the past, feeling like we have a lot to say, a lot to think about, especially when we look in the past, but in a very cold way, like not nice, just very intimidating and cold. So we got 7 of Pentacles, patience. And this woman is pregnant. She knows she has to be patient with all the phases of the moon. And she's pregnant, not with a baby, but with the actual patience itself. How trippy is that? And she is so patient that she is filled with it, and she can birth anything she wants because of the patience. It's like the patience is fueling her and it's within her, and whenever she is patient enough, she births to what she was patient for. And maybe that's why you are the way you are. You're tired of being patient. You feel like you waited long enough with everything, with where you are right now, with everything that you have now. It's like, okay, you have everything, you've been patient, how come you still are in this frequency of no, but still I have to look back, and I have to talk about my past. I have to think about my past. I know the darkness in life. I know the hard work that it takes to get shit done. I know that. But look at my past. Look at it. Look at all the bullshit in my past. Why should I keep working hard? Why should I keep staying patient? Why should I That's what I'm getting. From you here and now in January. No judgment, like I said, Sagittarius, I'm listening to. Now, King of Swords, your noun, like I said, they're here and now, and they're more like, they have a solution for everything. They have an idea for everything. They can talk about anything. They love learning about anything. Every time there's a hiccup, they're just really good at seeing the logical part of it instead of letting the emotions get carried away. Why are they like this? We got 8 of Cups. There's still as well, you know, there's a reason why. I think being cold this way, both of you, or all of you, whatever it is, there's a reason why there's a lot of coldness in the air, a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of communication, but not enough passion, not enough love, not enough heat and warmth. And why is that for the noun? I mean, we know why for you. We know why. I mean, we know more than enough with the oracle cards. We know why up in here until now, present moment, why you are the way you are. But this noun, it's because they are struggling, okay? Struggling, highlight. And letting go shit. And it's not like if they can't let go, they already let go. That's what's so funny. They already let go whatever they needed to let go, but it's still hard from them as they're walking away. It's like a never-ending, depressing feeling, what I'm getting. They think that they walked away from a lot, but really because they keep staying in that cold energy and then switching off to being depressed from walking away for so much, it's like they don't understand that the reason why they decided to walk away to begin with, it's not because someone was like, walk away from them. It's not like if someone was telling them, putting a gun in their head and saying, get away, you know, walk away, let that go. No. They let go because they wanted to. Sure, because some people also supported them, aided them, to tell them, you know, let go. But they themselves, their own intuition led them to let go. So if they're still depressed about doing that, it's because they aren't having the right conversation within themselves, telling them. And maybe they do, because like I said, it's a struggle. It's not like this all the time, but it is a struggle. And either I walked away and I'm glad and I'm here now. I'm here right now, and that's great. But when they're here now, they're very cold. Sure, they can give love. Sure, they can smile. But within their mind, they're all about just reading, gaining knowledge, and just seeing where they are here and now. And that's it. No time for emotion. I'll give emotion if I need to, but it's not going to come out of me naturally. No. Very cold. Not mean, not aggressive, not manipulative even. Just very cold. And like I said, it's because they're struggling with understanding why they let go and loving themselves for it. There's a lot of lack of self-love here. And for both of you. And I think both of you need that, especially with the Lemurians telling you, shine your light, find that stability, you know. Trust in your dreams, in your emotions, in your feelings. Trust in your vulnerability. That it makes you brave to be innocent and vulnerable. Now let's move on. Now that we know where you are and the noun is, what happens when both of you come together? Composite energies. What does that conversation look like? What does that conversation look like for Sagittarius and the noun here in January 2022? I have my door open. I hope that doesn't bother you guys. So we got 2 cards for both of you. We got the 10 of Pentacles, beautiful. It's funny because it's like there's a reason why both of you are the way you are. It's because of your past. Maybe the noun that you're dealing with is the way they are because before they were all about emotions. They were all about emotions and they only got hurt. And they had to walk away from all that. No, thank you, not again. And if it does come up again, it has to be someone who understands me and who I am right now. Which I think you do. You understand this person. But you as well. You are the way you are. A little aggressive, a little looking at the past and constantly in your mind looking in the past. Because there's past versions of you where all they thought about was emotion. All they acted on was emotion. And I think coming together, because of your both of your past, coming together, you guys are creating and forming new traditions for yourselves. If you see here, there's 2 dogs, a man sitting down, petting the dogs, 2 people in the background chatting it up, and there's 10 pentacles everywhere. Pentacles in the deck represent material, the material. Money, people, relationships, work, literal material, not flesh, of course flesh, because that's material. Not emotions, not thoughts, material. And both of you are creating so many new traditions with these pentacles. And it seems like home. This card makes me feel like home. Makes me feel like both of you are exactly where you're supposed to be now. I think with the 2 of Swords, nonetheless, and I want you to really listen to this, Sagittarius. Nonetheless, even though there's new traditions here, or traditions that have just been, will feel like have been there forever now. Because it's 10, you know, it's not 1 or through 9, it's 10. And then after the 10, a new chapter starts. So I think both of you are at that peak of this is what life is about. Yeah, we both have our issues, but this is what life is about. And yet, that sword energy, that air quality within all of us is still just as powerful as this. Why? Because we're talking about a lifetime of trauma, a lifetime of lessons. 10 years is not enough to make up for your lifetime's worth of lessons and relationships and mistakes and blessings and all of that. Both of you need to make a decision, and both of you know that. Both of you know that you guys need to make a decision, but both of you are like, nah, nope. Because you guys are so far away from your intuition. Like I said from the get-go, when you're in that energy of air, very far away from your emotions, sure, you can get to know how you think. Sure, you can get to know how you sound and talk to yourself and think of others and create in your mind, your imagination, your third eye. It's amazing air quality. But you're very far away from how you feel when all you do is just think and talk instead of actually experience what you're talking about, what you're thinking about. It's like we're so quick in thinking, not realizing that our emotions are going through all that too, but we're so numb to it because we're constantly downloading so much information that we need to slow down. Slow down enough to really figure out what is your intuition telling you to do. There's a decision needing to be made here. What's that decision for both of you? Talk about it. And it's not one of those decisions that, oh, we're going to know what happens after the decision. No, that's what's so scary about this decision, right? That's what's so intimidating. That's what is so challenging about this, because we don't know what's going to happen. We can have an idea, but we really don't know what's going to happen. And that's okay. Your intuition, your higher self is telling you you're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know. Get over it. You're obviously in this frequency of not being happy, and so is your noun. because both of you have a lot under your belts. And even though both of you have created what feels like an empire, there's still a decision that needs to be made, and I don't know what that is. We can dive deeper with the other deck, and then we'll get some advice. But why is the Two of Swords here for both Sagittarius and their noun for January? Why is the Two of Swords here? We got, wow. We got Five of Cups, clinging to the past. Sagittarius, didn't I just tell you that? You're clinging to the past. And we're talking about Five of Cups, emotions. It's like we can try to be how we want to be, very cold, but our emotion aspect, our emotional body is stuck to the past. Constantly feeling like how it used to feel, constantly loving the way it used to love, constantly feeling the way it used to feel. Sticking to the past. I think both of you are. It's not just you, but I think it's more you. But you know what? I think it's more 50-50 now that I'm feeling it. I think it's more 50-50, but it can be more you. Now, let's get some advice here for this whole situation for you, Sagittarius. We got a lot of cards here. We got 4 cards. Some advice from the universe is Queen of Swords. Now, I want you to see the difference between the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. The Knight of Swords is your noun, where your noun is at the moment, right? Do you see how there's 2 birds in the sky? That's you and this person. And this person knows that you are there. This person knows that you are there because we're talking about tradition, we're talking about routine, we're talking about habits, we're talking about an empire here. So of course your noun's gonna know you're there. You, on the other hand, you see all those birds there? It's all the people in your past, all the people who have told you shit, talked shit, hurt you, loved you, all the people that you are clinging on to. Perhaps 5 people. Perhaps. I was getting a phone call, sorry about that. But the advice is, do you see how there's only 1 bird here with the Queen of Swords? And she's looking in the future, not in the present moment and not in the past. She is looking in the future, and on top of that, she, not he, she, that feminine quality to all of us. And what does that look like for you? And we're still in the sword energy here. So our feminine sword qualities need to look in the future. And what does that look like for you? That means using your imagination and looking in the future and not being so caught up with how it's going to make you feel, what it's going to make you look like. None of the emotional bullshit. None of this reality bullshit. It's all about your third eye when it comes up to the future. What does that look like for you? And that's what the universe wants to let you know as advice. Hey, I think it's about time. It's about time you get out of the rut you are. You learn, you take everything that you've learned from your noun, take everything that you've gained from your life along with the noun up until now, and start imagining a clear, better future for you. And if it has to be alone, then so be it. But imagine it. We're just talking about imagining here. We're not saying do it. But I think that's gonna unfold in the way it needs to over time. But as of now, because of the new year, start imagining what your future would look like with new ideas, new conversations, new knowledge, new visions. The next card we got here for advice is 8 of Pentacles. If you see this man here, he is creating a pentacle. Pentacles represent, like I said, material. This is not, and if you can see, he's creating his last pentacle. So this isn't his first rodeo when it comes up to getting shit done. The universe is saying, you can get shit done, and that's what you should be focusing on now more than ever. getting your pentacles in order, getting your goals in order, getting your career in order, getting your money in order, getting your anything material, your living, your house, like your living situation, anything. Working hard to make sure that's exactly how you want it to be. You know what you're doing, so don't doubt yourself. You know what to do to create what you need to create. And then we got the last two cards here. We got the Page of Cups along with the Strength card. Beautiful energy here for your advice. I think the next time, the advice with the Page of Cups and the Strength, the next time this person comes up, and it doesn't have to be a water sign, but I'm getting Cancer, what can I think? Scorpio and Pisces. Next time in a water sign or an emotion or a spark or a new relationship or a new job or anything new that makes you feel good. Next time something comes up and it makes you feel good, don't be scared. Like this lion, this can represent all that gushy, lovey, good stuff that is coming in for you. And this can represent you with this infinite amount of strength and fearlessness to just accept it, hold it, pet it, love it. What does that mean for you? Does that correlate with the decision you have to make with the Two of Swords with the noun? Because this is the advice here. The advice is telling you to be fearless, to when you are motivated, you're just so motivated, you're excited, you can't wait to do something. You have to channel that next time something feels good. And you can't be scared. Don't be scared. I mean, you can, but don't be scared. Don't be scared to be patient with it, because I know you've been patient for so long. Don't be afraid to be patient with it. Trust it, like the angels told you. I hope this helped, Sagittarius. Know that you are loved, okay? I will be reading for you again, if not by the end of this month, early next month. And we'll keep reading throughout the year and grow together and learn together. But I hope this helped. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all of the above. It would really mean a lot to me. I will talk to you soon. Bye.